Hi again, folks. How you all doing? Firstly, a big thank you to everyone who commented on my community post recently, where I was telling you that I was experiencing a wee bit of neuralgia. I've got arthritis in my neck, and it does weird things occasionally, and it was causing a lot of nerve pain up this side of my head. And yeah, it was particularly bad when I was sitting, trying to work on a computer. So I couldn't do my day job very well. I got signed off, and I couldn't really do video editing, or at least not very much anyway, just a little bit now and again. But anyway, it seems to have cleared up, so for now. But anyway, it's okay. Yeah, I made it up to the Perth Model Railway Exhibition yesterday being Sunday. I believe it was really busy on the Saturday, but it wasn't really that busy when we got there. And yeah, I mean, throughout the 3 hours I was there, it wasn't overly busy, which is quite nice. A bit of space to walk around, and not too much wrestling at the stalls. I think there was fewer stalls there this year than there was last year, but yeah, uh, quite glad I went on the Sunday, not the Saturday. I couldn't go on the Saturday. Um, Plus, it's easier parking on a Sunday as well. So the big question, of course, is did I buy anything? Of course I did. Trees, lots of trees. This bag of Bachman cedar trees, and I also got 2 boxes of seafoam trees, which I'll need to experiment with before installing. There are instructions on what to do with them. However, I don't plan on installing these until I get the last section of the layout landscaped, which hopefully won't be too long. I also got some line side workers, some fishermen, well, I suppose I should really say fisher people these days, and some crows. My sisters were very keen to get me some crows for some reason. Now, I wasn't really looking out for a locomotive or any rolling stock in particular, but this wee Hornby J94 caught my eye. I couldn't resist the runs very well note, as I bet it doesn't. Also, buried away under loads of other old Bachmann models, I spotted this, a renumbered and renamed A1 in BR Blue. Now, I do like a blue locomotive, as you know, and this being given the Balmoral moniker, I couldn't resist the Scottish connection. It really does look the part. Both of these were going for good prices too, which I can't say the same for the majority of the locomotives for sale at Perth. Some were going for silly money. One locomotive I've often picked up and nearly bought at exhibitions is the ScotRail 153, but you can buy one online for £90 plus postage, and yet the cheapest I've seen this going for at an exhibition is £115. Perth one stall was selling them for £150. So we shall see about that at some point. So yes, thanks again to my big sisters for helping out with these purchases. Let's have a look at the 2 locomotives and see how they run out of the box. Right, let's try Balmoral first. So very pleased with that. She seems to perform exceptionally well. No problems at all. Let's try the J94. Right, let's see what she does. So yes, that's not what I would call running very well. It's clearly going to need a bit of work. Balmoral is absolutely fine, but we'll get it to the bench and have a wee look under the hood anyway. But yeah, the J94 is going to need a bit of work. We'll back her into the shed. Alrighty ho. I think we'll get a look at this little monster in a minute. Let's just get a look at this thing. Very, very nice looking model, I have to say, for one of the older Bachmans. It's not split chassis, so it's not that old. I do like the solution that they've come up with for this rear pony truck. It's much better than Hornby's effort. That's works a bit more like the real thing in some ways. A bit difficult to put on the track though. it all looks okay. The pickups seem to be touching the wheels okay, and it's not too dirty. It's in pretty good nick. We'll get a wee look inside, just out of curiosity if nothing else. It does have Bachmann's absolutely ludicrous drawbar coupling. I don't know what on earth they were thinking with that, I really don't. But let's get it open and see what's inside. We've got 2 screws there, and there's one at the front, I think. Yep. So we'll undo those and see if the body comes off. Now, it's just going to lift out of what? Yes. Oh, hang on. We've got pipe. Oh, goodness me, Bachmann. What on earth are you thinking? So Bachmann thought it'd be a good idea to have this pipe, I think it is, fixed to the body and the chassis. When you try to remove the chassis, you can't, because that's in the way. On the other side, I think we're okay. The fact that it's quite bent kind of suggests that somebody's been in here before. So I think this will just pull out. Just have to do it kind of carefully, like that. But that is just silly. So we've got an 8-pin DCC socket, a blanking plate fitted, motor, worm gear. Yeah, I think we'll get some lubrication into that gearbox. Looks a bit dry to me. And we'll put some a bit of oil on all the linkages. But other than that, it seems fine. I'll get some grease into it. Mop that up a bit. We'll get some oil into there. A touch of oil on some of the linkages. I think we're good to go. So need to thread that through there first. And then try and thread it through the hole in the body like that. And then it should just kind of all slide into place. Alright, get the drawbar sorted. Like so. So as I say, the rear pony truck, it's hard to see, so it's quite hard to get this onto the track. A re-railer might be an idea for this model. There we go though. It's a very nice runner and a very nice model. Pleased with that. It just shows you there are good buys to be had at these exhibitions. But we'll get a look at this thing, because it may not be one of them. Been after one of these for a wee while, but for whatever reason I've not picked one up. But this one in that little green box saying runs very well was too much of a temptation. It is in very good condition though. I've not seen this configuration before, and from what little it ran, it sounded a little grindy. So yeah, we'll see. We'll open this up and we'll see what we can do with it. We've got a couple of screws there. Looks like there should be a screw there, but there isn't. Oh, there's a screw down the chimney. So we'll undo that and see what happens. But no, I'm not familiar with this model at all. The chimney's going to come off. Let's undo these 2 little screws here. Right. Oop, that comes out. It's actually clipped in, but one of the clips is broken. What a surprise. Why have it clipping in when you've got 3 screws holding it in? Just silly. So we've got a big weight here with a couple of screws. Let's get this off. Right. Oh, it's a little Type 7 motor. Let's get the endoscope in. So a little Type 7 motor with a brass worm. You can see there it's needing a good clean out. We've got these retaining brackets holding the motor in place, 4 screws. What's on the underside? More screws. I don't see the oh yeah, I can see the pickups now. I'd imagine the pickups are going to need a good clean as well. Let's undo these screws. What's happening now? So that then comes out. Need a good clean. And there's the pickups, which as you can see are a bit gunked up. Some severe fluffage in there. So it's going to need a good clean out. And I think it will run okay, but I suspect it's going to be a wee bit of a noisy thing, which it shouldn't be. Type 7 motor should run quite quiet. I'll just undo these screws just to release the motor and get better access to the gears, so we can clean everything out. That'll come out. Yeah, bit of a gunky mess. Deary me. Right, I'll give it a good scoosh out. We shall clean it up as best we can. Let's get the manky brush in here. Get some of that rubbish out. Yeah, let's give this worm gear a scoosh. And a bit of a brush. We'll get some oil into the bearings there. Some fresh grease in there. Put that back into place. The wheels themselves aren't that dirty, but the gear needs a clean. Give the insides of the wheels all a good clean where they come into contact with the pickups. Alright, pop these back into place. We'll get some fresh oil on the axles. That wants to go back onto there. So that screw went down the middle. This should run now. Might be a bit noisy though. Yeah, it's surprisingly noisy for a Type 7 motor, but I just think it's the gears. I don't know if there's anything can be done about it. Right, well, for one thing, wires hitting the armature. Right, does that sound any better? Yeah, it does. Kink in the wire might just do it. It's better, but I still don't like it. Very bad design. I mean, you've got plenty of space in there to do something sensible. It runs better in reverse. bit of a wobble as well. Well, I don't much like the noise it makes, but at least it's running. So I think we'll pull it out the shed at that. Okay then, let's bring it out. So there we go, that's what I got at the Perth exhibition. The A1 is a cracker, really nice looking locomotive and a very nice runner. Pity it's a bit of a nightmare to set up on the track due to that ludicrous drawbar and the invisible rear pony truck. But otherwise it's a great model at a great price. The J94 runs very smoothly now, but it's let down by the noise it makes. If kept to slow speeds, it's not too bad, but I have to admit to have become very sensitive to the noise locomotives make these days, and I'm somewhat intolerant to excessive noise. So I'm not sure this wee tank engine will last long, and I may put it up for sale on eBay at some point and look for another one that's better made and a bit quieter. I'm sure some people won't find it overly noisy at all, and at least I can now genuinely say that it does actually work. But if it was better designed, with a plastic worm and a better mount, I think it would have been a quieter runner. Oh yes, I forgot to take amateur readings for both locomotives before and after, but neither have any issue there. So I've got lots to do to layout and other things to get on with. I'm hoping to make a start on making a makeshift tender for the O4O I mentioned a while ago and making a video about that. I think it may have to be a wee series of videos though, so as to cover everything. Meantime, catch you later folks. I'm going to play with Balmoral.